welcome to Almost Punk Podcast. This is Olga and Colin, and this is episode 16.
Woohoo! We made it to 16. Sweet 16.
It's pretty sweet over here. So today we're going to talk about a couple of live streams that we watched. We're going to talk about a couple of new releases that we listened to. We're going to talk about some of the things we hate this week. And yeah.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
All right. Distillers, starting it up. Distillers is now in the category of bands that if their music weren't so good, I would have just given up on them a long time ago. Like Tool, another band that bothers me.
For different
Distillers,
reasons. Though.
Yeah, different. Everyone has their own reasons. AC/DC, another band that bothers me. Actually, it's nearly every band I like now that I think about it.
In fact, you have told me this before. You've said, I complain so much about some of my favorite bands. That's exactly what you said. So,
man, but their music is so good. I just have to deal with it.
So to explain what's happening, Distillers released day before Halloween. They did a stream. It wasn't a live stream, but it premiered at a specific time, and they pre-recorded it, I think, earlier that week. And I think they did. I don't know what they did, but basically they did some sort of a stream for about half an hour, is what I hear, with Q&A.
Yes, you didn't see it at all?
I have purchased a ticket to this stream.
Yes.
I am still not able to see it. I've emailed support like 7 times. I had to open a claim. Like I'm not even able to log into my account. You had to join their fan club.
You had to join the fan club.
Even though there's like a free option, you had to join the fan club to view it. And it's not recognizing my account, no matter how many times I try to log in. They have reset my password. It still does not work. I'm annoyed. It was going to be something fun I did last Friday, and then it just drove me to madness and insanity because there wasn't even like a contact email, or there was no way to contact them within the site. So then I saw that on their Instagram, other people were complaining about all various issues, and none of them seem to be having the same issue I'm having. So then they put in the contact information of who to contact if you're having issues. My issue has not been resolved. It is now Monday.
Dang.
I am not expecting it to work out at this point.
Mine didn't work either. I had the same issue. I went in to go watch it. There was no link to even watch it. It took me forever to even find the tickets. I had a reminder set up that they're supposed to send me a link to go buy the tickets. They sent me a link as a reminder, but it didn't take you to the place that it was a pain in the ass. I found it eventually. I click on watch. Yeah. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then I go to their webmaster, like help at thedistillers.org or whatever it was. I sent them an email in the middle of the live stream, and to their credit, they replied back within 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow.
And I watched it, not in real time or anything. It was already over, but I did see it.
Was it any good? I still haven't seen
it. Talk about, I'm so frustrated with what could have been versus what it was.
Okay.
They had an awesome setup for Halloween.
They had like face makeup and
stuff. They were wearing makeup. They were dressed up like skeletons, and they had the face paint. And they had this really cool set. It was all done in Halloween, and they had projectors that was like blood was dripping from the wall from time to time. It was really cool. It reminded me a lot of Nirvana Unplugged.
Oh,
it was very Nirvana Unplugged-esque, especially since they were playing music in the same way. It was, quote, acoustic, where, Brody's playing acoustic guitar, and Ryan Sin, he's playing acoustic bass, but then Tony, he's playing electric guitar. So it's very weird, and it really didn't make any sense to me why they're doing it. But then Andy wasn't there, so there's no drums. And so they played for 15 minutes. That's it.
That's it?
And then they did 15-minute interview. What a wasted opportunity, because it sounded great. It looked great. They had like a 3-camera setup. It was like a professionally done MTV Unplugged. It was great. Why are you playing for 15 minutes? They
That's
played like
ridiculous.
one new song, and you know the old songs they're all 20 years old now. And I was like, what a wasted opportunity. What a bunch of lazy asses. I was so mad because it was like you could have charged me 20 and played an hour.
Yeah.
And I would have been happy with it because it was cool. It was like a really cool
Yeah.
thing. Instead, you charged me 10, give me 4 songs or whatever it was, and then the interview. I could talk for days on
I have
Brody and
heard that
interviews.
people ask
Interview was
bad
stupid as
questions.
people ask stupid questions. They always do, but I'll try to make it real quick. I met Brody in 2002, right before Sing Sing Death House comes out.
Oh, I was with you.
Yeah, I'm walking down the street. Hey, Brody, love the new album. And then she gets mad at me because the album hasn't been, the album's not out yet. The record label, I worked in a music magazine. Their record label sent me a copy to review. So I had it early. She thinks I ripped it off of Napster and starts asking me questions like, what are you talking about? That you shouldn't have heard that. What are you doing? What's this? And she gets mad at me. And then she gets distracted by a runaway cat and just sees this random cat and walks away and just starts like petting that cat. It was the weirdest experience you have complimenting a band. And not only that, that's only one part of the story of why we don't get along. I'm begging my boss at the time, put the Distillers on the cover of the magazine. They are the best punk band in the world right now. This is going to be album of the year. Put them on the cover. Do it. So he does. He actually takes my advice. He puts the Distillers on the cover of the magazine. I'm like, all right. I am like the upcoming journalist of the year.
You're the upcoming intern of the year over there.
I'm making decisions for this magazine. I'm like, awesome. I'm like, assign it to this writer. This writer knows what he's doing. This is going to be a great article. So he interviews the band, and then my boss gets the interview back and to edit. And he's like, this article sucks. Colin, fix it up. Do something with this. Like, do something with it. And so I read the article, and I'm like, oh my God, this article does. And I call the writer up. I'm like, what the heck's going on? These quotes don't make any sense. This article is weird. And he's like, you're not paying me enough to deal with this band. They suck. Like, and then he like plays me the cassette tape, because this is back in the day. He plays me the cassette tape interview of him interviewing Brody. And all she's doing is mumbling, like incoherently, ridiculous. He's like trying to be professional. You can really tell he's like trying as hard as he can just to ask a simple question. And she's just like, man, what? Because I'm like, can you go fact check these quotes? Like, what did she say? And he's like, I can't figure it out. I'm done with this article. You can fix it. Do whatever you want with it. You can take my name on it. I don't even care. It's your problem now. He hangs up the phone. So in the end, like, it's okay. In the end, like, you know, my boss worked on it. I worked on it. The writer, you know, he did as good as he could do. It wasn't his fault. It all worked out in the end. They were on the cover.
And you were right. That was like the album of that year. See, your instincts were dead on.
I'm just like, lady, I compliment your band on the street. I'm like this big fan. I get you on the cover of a magazine. I get this writer to write this article. And what do? You just mumble incoherently for 15 minutes. And he can't even get any pull quotes because you're just mumbling. So I don't know what the deal was. Like, I would like to say she was intoxicated. I have no proof. You know, I don't know what her life is or anything.
And maybe she's different now. Like, this was a long time ago, people.
But I mean, I'm talking to the publicist. Like, we're setting up the perfect time where, like, she was like, you know, I know a lot of bands don't even want to do interviews and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I'm like, no, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give me the best time. You know, we'll
Oh,
make it
wow.
happen. You know, we're not like imposing. We're
Yeah.
trying to do a favor. Oh my God. So anyway, Distillers. And then I'm like, okay, we're gonna have this acoustic show. I don't really like acoustic stuff, but hey, this is actually really cool. And then what do? 15 minutes, one new song. Oh, it's okay. Like it could have been awesome. Anyway,
Okay.
so I'm PO'd.
Okay. I will.
I'm sitting here
I'm
frumpy.
mad on a completely different reason, and my reason is, and I've had a lot of time to think about it while I was sitting at home not watching the Distillers stream, and I was just
You didn't
mad.
watch it.
I was so mad because I was like so excited for it, and then it doesn't work, and I just got frustrated, and then to just continue the frustration, I just decided to use this anger to make one of the calls, you know, when you have on your to-do list, like something that you're like, this is going to be annoying since I'm already in a bad mood. I'm going to go do this task that I already know is going to ruin my mood. But since it's already ruined, this is the time. So anyways, but I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking about it. And I'm like, why am I so mad? And here's why I'm so mad. I could understand not getting the stream right March, April,
Yep.
May. We're in month 7 of no concerts. Like this should have,
Yep.
and I'm not even saying like this isn't on Distillers. Like I'm sure it's for the people who are like I'm sure the band members are not in charge of, you know, the account access and the network issues. Like, of course not. No, that's fine.
Like, get an account with Amazon Web Services already and get your server right.
But I'm just saying the industry, as all of us have had to adjust to our jobs, and this industry like has been really slow. So it's like you guys have had 7 months to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm not really, I don't have a lot of patience right now to like pay for a stream that doesn't work, because I could understand it in March, I could understand it in April, and maybe part of May I would have been like, oh, we're still getting used to streaming. Cool, I understand. But it's
and also
been
they're a
months.
band. They have sold hundreds of thousands of albums. They're not, you know, an underground unknown band anymore. They have a major label album. Like, what the heck? I agree.
Yeah.
I had the same problem with No Effects. We did the No Effects live stream. I had the same problem as you.
Yeah, and you had the same.
Over.
So, but and the thing is like we love this band. Like I saw them when they had you know, they had a tour. Was it 2019?
Yeah.
I think they toured. It was the best concert I saw that year.
Yep.
Like it was the best concert I saw in 2019. Like they killed it.
This is why they get a pass on every stupid BS thing that they do.
Yeah,
They're like, Brody
is
the best singer on the planet, and these songs are awesome. And Sing Sing Death House, I just re-listened to it. I'm like, that's like the best album of that entire decade.
Do you not remember me texting you this?
Back. The
like
first
2
song,
months ago,
God.
I was going through this crazy Distillers phase where I just listened to them on a repeat every time I walked my dog, and I would just text you being like, is this not the best album ever?
It's freaking amazing.
It's
driving
so
me crazy.
Good. It does drive me crazy. So I
annoying me in every aspect.
I still want to see it. And I want to add, I'm not going to ramble as much, but there was 2 other streams I was supposed to watch this weekend. The other stream that annoyed me was Patricia from Horror Pops, the singer. She was doing a stream sometime this weekend, I think on Saturday. And they were like, you have to email this person to get the link to YouTube thing. And it's like, either charge me money or make it accessible for, and I know it's not her fault because it's not her channel. I'm sure she's not the person who's making this decision, but it was kind of like confusing. I didn't hear back. I don't know if I emailed the person in time, so I didn't get to watch that one. Then Wednesday the 13th did a Halloween stream, and I completely messed up the time. So I'm just doing something completely different. And my friend texted me and she's like, are you joining it? I missed already 30 minutes of the show. And I thought it was starting in 30 minutes. So I was about to buy my ticket. But at that point, I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy my ticket now. So I missed 3 streams. I was supposed to watch 3 streams this weekend, and I didn't get to see any of them. So I can't review them because I didn't get to watch them. So only one of them was my fault, I think.
Yeah.
But Riverboat Gamblers randomly posted a stream that they pre-recorded. They did not announce it. They just posted it on their Instagram, and they did a couple of Misfits covers. And so that was cool. And I wasn't even expecting to see it. So that was one I saw this weekend that was not on my plans, but just randomly dropped. And it was the singer and the guitar player, the same people that just did their stage show a couple weeks ago. It was really bad video quality, but audio quality was okay. And it was just kind of fun because I like the Misfits and they did a couple of covers. So, and it's free. You can check it out on their Instagram. I don't know where else they posted it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry it didn't work out. The Distillers stream quality, if you ever get to watch it, it's excellent. So
way to kick me when I'm down. No.
Metallica on PBS. So I didn't even have to live stream. I just could watch it on regular old TV for 4 people.
Yeah.
PBS. So I'll just go over that real quick. It was SNM2. It was recorded last September, so it's a year old. And I remember, I'm like, oh, I'll go to that concert.
Me too.
And like, it sold out in 2 seconds, of course. Not only that, though, the tickets were out of control. This was like several $100s, and I didn't even know. I thought it was going to be like $50. Apparently, I'm a moron when it comes to economics and concerts. I'm like, I'll just go sit in the balcony for $50. No.
Well, no. Okay. There was actually footage that leaked of, I think, the singer. It was probably Lars, because sounds like a Lars thing. But there was a footage that leaked of a phone call between Metallica and Live Nation or Ticketmaster, where they basically planned this whole scalper situation and stuff like that. Basically, the band is in on it. But what happened is the reason the tickets were so expensive is because none of them made it to the fans at the door prices. And people were paying as much as $10,000 a ticket, I think. So,
and that's why I think you're right, they got caught. And so what they did was they added a second night just for their fan club, which I then joined the dumb fan club so I could buy a ticket. And I still didn't get into the show. Metallica, another band that I probably don't like as people, but I'm a fan.
It would have been really cool to see them with the symphony, because that's something that, I mean, I've never seen something like that live. So
it's funny. They did the first one.
Yeah.
Because this is the second one. So there's S&M. I remember the album. I have the album. That came out in the late 90s? So it's 20 years ago.
This was the 20th anniversary, Colin.
Oh,
so
okay. It came out in 2000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 1999.
Your guess was very accurate, I believe.
Okay. So it's 20 years ago. And so I would thought, this is cool that I'm watching this for free on PBS. That's nice. However, it was an hour and a half long, but only an hour or less was actual music because they kept doing pledge drives every 15 minutes or less, and it was annoying as hell. I would have rather had like a 30-minute pledge drive in advance of the show.
Yeah.
And I would have actually just rather have sat through 30-minute pledge drive.
Yeah. Then have it interrupt.
Promise them that I'll watch the 30-minute pledge, because they just kept going back and forth. They only played like 6 songs, because they're long. So it was like 6 songs or something like that.
The
entire show.
Yeah, and I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but the funny part is when they have announcers from PBS being like, "All right, that was rocking." Like, it just ruins the whole atmosphere of whatever else is going on.
That was.
It was just.
I love that part.
That was just
the
like,
best.
Oh, 2 things you wouldn't think would mix: symphony and Metallica. But these rockers are just, they're musicians too. Like,
it was like a Time Life ad that they have, like, dial 1-800 Metallica now, and you'll get all the rockin' hits.
And then they did.
Exactly
They were selling DVDs and stuff. So that kind of was weird.
It was weird. It sucked. Again, that's why I was complaining about it. Yes. Again, though, they played great. Sounded great. I got no complaints about the actual show itself.
and since I've never seen it live, it's so crazy because I've never seen a show with so many people on stage. Like
You do have to go back. I'll tell you, if you're gonna go and watch one thing, if you're gonna watch one thing, because you probably missed it, because you didn't get on it. Towards the beginning of the show, they had a stand-up cellist, or I don't know, stand-up bassist or whatever, and they electrified it, and he did like this Cliff Burton bass tribute.
Oh.
It was super awesome. And then so he's just playing the bass by himself, like, and then towards the end of the song, Lars comes in, and then they like have this big rocking thing going. Anyway, it was cool. One thing, check that part out.
All right.
And you can tell me that Metallica's not punk, and I'll be, that's true, but their first album is kind of punk, like Motorhead's kind of punk. So I'll say it is almost punk.
It's almost, yeah.
Which is funny because that's like their most punk album, their first album. It's probably the one I like the least. So it's funny. Well, I mean, I'm talking real albums. I don't count like Load or Unload, but whatever.
All right. And then we're going to talk about some live releases. So first one is Bouncing Souls did a collection of songs called Volume 2, which is basically old songs re-recorded in a new, they're kind of reimagined in a new flavor, in a new vibe.
And can I add on something before we go on? I forgot to mention, the Distillers announced they are going to do the exact same thing.
Oh.
They are going to re-record a bunch of old songs in a reimagined way.
Oh, okay.
And they also announced that their new album will come out eventually. So they have one in the can.
Oh, cool.
So, okay. Continue.
AFI also has a new album that's all written. They're just not releasing it until,
I was just bringing that up because I wondered if Bouncing Souls and Distillers, all these bands that were around in the year 2000, they're going to start doing the same. This is going to be the new trend.
The 20th
anniversary. The 20th anniversary.
Kind of thing,
And I'm thinking Bouncing Souls, well, this is volume 2. You can say they're early to the party on redoing these things, but now every band we used to like is now going to do it. And I'll be annoyed.
Interesting. Yeah. But I thought it was all right. I think I like the originals better usually, but some of the songs were fun to hear in a new way. But
and I thought I'll give them some credit because I didn't really like it, but they didn't just have the singer play an acoustic guitar and just have like an acoustic version of the old song. They did new arrangement. It sounded completely different. So I just thought they put effort into it. So I'll give them credit for effort, even though I might not like it. But if you're a Bouncing Souls fan, you're going to get it. Why wouldn't you? It sounds fine. It's good stuff. Like you said, Hopeless Romantic is good.
Yeah, that was my favorite. But that's probably one of my favorite songs by them anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So of course, I like the original better. But if I was a giant fan and I was like, I'd like to hear something I already like in a new way, then it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So check it out.
And then the next one is from Superchunk. There's 2 new songs. One's called There's a Ghost. One is called Alice.
Yes. Superchunk is so funny. I didn't get into them. They've been around forever. They've probably been around for 30 years or something like that. I didn't get into them until probably 2010. And because at the time I thought, they're power pop and more like on the indie side. They're like an indie power poppy band, and they're not punk enough for me. No, they got a lot of punk songs. It's just that the singer sounds like Geddy Lee from Rush, and the music kind of sounds like that band Ash. Remember, like Jack Saves the Planets from the 90s?
Yes.
So it's like Geddy Lee.
I do.
It
was on the Angus soundtrack.
There you go. Yes. So it's like a power pop, kind of punky, with Geddy Lee as the singer, mixed with Jimmy Eat World and Ash. And it's like, I like all those things. Yeah. So I should like this stuff. And I do. So it was good. Yeah. I don't love it, but I'm like, Superchunk's a good band. I'd check them out. If I had a chance to check out Superchunk, I would. They have a back catalog that goes back forever. I'm sure they have some songs.
I would watch their live stream. Just depends on how good their support is for when the live stream brand. Because now I'm just like, what is the plan when the plan doesn't work, people?
Like every live stream will now be, you have to see live chat bot available for support, and it has to be in the bottom right hand corner. And if you don't see the little live support link available, then you go, no, this is going to be junk.
Yep, this isn't going to work, people. This is amateur hour over here.
Oh man.
I mean, it's tough, but
get it together, people.
But people get it together. Come on.
You know what? It's great. Death by Stereo did the best one, and they were early. They were like the first one of like all the bands we talked about doing them.
Yeah,
they went big. They put on a big show. They had the big lights.
You're right. Everything.
It's totally doable. Death by Stereo did it, and they did it perfectly. Not a single problem. They're awesome. Great band. Sounds great. What is going on with these other bands that are bigger than Death by Stereo that can't get their crap together? It's freaking annoying.
You're right.
Stupid. No. Stupid No Effects. Stupid Distillers.
It's rough. I think, and we're just so angry because we've been at home for 7 months. I don't get to see concerts. I'm angry for so many reasons that I'm probably over. It's possible that I could be overreacting.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because if you're going to watch a 15-minute live concert for $10 and it takes longer of 15 minutes of on-screen buffering, then I'm going to stick my finger out their ass and tell them, what the fuck are you doing? I hate you, stupid people. That's right. Yeah. So you got plenty of reason to be mad.
All right. I'll continue emailing their support person after we record.
You know what? Next time I see Brody, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be saying like, hey, I heard your new album early and it's great. I'm going to be like, hey, I tried to watch that ridiculous live stream that you did. All I had is buffering. And then your stupid ass interview sucked afterward. F you. And that'll probably be the end of it for being friends with Distillers. But then I'll be like, but I really like your music. I can't wait to see the show.
No. Just bring a cat. You bring a cat to get her attention, and then you raise all these important issues like, the company that's doing the stream are not doing a good job. You know what you should do? And then we'll recommend a better company.
You're better with people than I am.
A network solutions team. Yes. See, I'm already thinking of how am I going to solve this problem. We're going to hire a support person. We're going to hire a network engineer. We're going to,
We have a lot of work to do to get them to agree to come on the show, because now if they ever looked into what I've said, they probably will hate my guts, and that will be bad. So you can build that bridge, but you'll have to start now.
One of my friends used to say, "May the bridges I burn light the way." That's what you're doing over here. Maybe those bridges will just light the way into something good. I don't know.
Well, on the bright side, unrelated, but OBGMs released The Ends.
Yeah.
It was a great album.
It was good. It's raw. It's energetic. It's not the best audio quality I've heard, but it's not it's good.
You know what? So, it's like a garage punk, but hi-fi garage punk, but then pushed past the limits. Mm-hmm. So it's just it's really fuzzy. It's like they've just overdriven everything. So it's just super overdrive. I mean, after the week we've had, it was nice to have a new album that's good to listen to. And, I talked about, it was a couple months ago, they released a single, and I was this band's kind of like the Hives, like a hi-fi Hives, and you're like, well, it's kind of like the Briefs, but a hi-fi Briefs. And I'm like, that's what it is. But this album is more than that. It has more range than just a garage punk thing, because it's definitely got hard rock, and then it's just got, it's got punk, and then it's got the garage, and then indie. So I mean, I don't know, it's a complete album experience, if you will. Yeah. And it still has the songs I liked on it from there. 10 songs in 23 minutes. So that's...
What's not to like about that, people?
I mean, at that point, if they were the Distillers, they could charge $30 for live streaming that.
Yep. Not that we're upset or anything.
No, I'm upset. That's my pick of the week.
You're all, after the week we've had, the traumatic no stream I was like, my whole weekend is I'm watching all these 3 streams. No.
You know, I wouldn't be so mad. You know, I've totally just yelled at this band. If it weren't for no effects problems that I had a couple of weeks ago, I really wouldn't be that PO'd about it in the first place. But since you had a problem, and then I've already had a problem, and then I had a problem again, it's getting out of hand with these streaming problems.
Yeah,
So,
it is. It sucks. I know. It's rough. It's rough.
well, what do you got next?
Mad Caddies have a full length. It's called House on Fire. It's kind of like ska-ish and I think ska reggae influences. It's like a relaxing vibe. Probably the kind of music you and I should listen to when we're having all of our anger issues of streams not working.
I don't know though.
Maybe that's
Mad Caddies is not my jam for I'm PO'd now and I need to listen. You know who I listen to when I get mad and I'm PO'd? I listen to the Distillers.
Oh no.
I go sing Death House because that album's awesome. And now I'm just like, you know, I'll continue to listen to that album, even though as I complain about the Distillers
I hope it's not
30 minutes.
I hope it's not too triggering for you, Colin.
I've complained about the Distillers longer than Sing Death House is an album.
Right. But yeah, my favorite song off the Mad Caddies release is Dogs of War. And then
why is that?
It was just I don't know. It was a song I liked.
Okay,
not because it has the word dogs in it.
Okay.
It was, that happens to be the case, but it was one of my favorite songs on it. And then you had a new release that you wanted to
They're
talk
called
about.
Bloody Hammers. The song is called A Night to Dismember. I thought as Halloween has just expired, I found a nice horror punk song to set the mood for me. And the Bloody Hammers are this husband-wife duo. And they're not even a punk band. Actually, they sound kind of, well, like a lightweight Typo Negative or something like that. They're not even, they're more metal or hard rock. But this song sounds like 80s Ramones completely. I just thought it fits along right next to Pet Sematary. It's totally Ramonesy. The singer sounds like he sings a song very in a similar style to like Glenn Danzig meets Joey Ramone, and the song is just power chord chomping through. So it's like perfect for a Ramones fan that doesn't have any Ramones on hand and wants to listen to something new. This band, Bloody Hammers, the song A Night to Dismember. I really like it. They have a full length coming out in January. This is just a single, but it fit the mood perfectly. Can't go wrong. You want a new Halloween song to add to your Halloween playlist? I'm calling it Bloody Hammers.
Also,
A Night to Dismember.
I feel like we can celebrate Halloween. If you want to celebrate Halloween for the rest of the year, if that's your lifestyle, that works too. You know, Halloween does not have to end at Halloween, is what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Yeah, like I found the best cocktail recipes for Halloween on November 1st. So, but it's okay because you can still make spooky cocktails after Halloween. It doesn't have to end on Halloween. You can just live the lifestyle, the Halloween lifestyle. And then, do you have a grudge this week?
I do, but I'm going to have you go first.
Okay, so my grudge this week is daylight savings. We just changed the time this weekend, and it is now dark at 5:08 where I live, and I'm not interested in this lifestyle. This is ridiculous, and everything already sucks this year. Why does it also have to be dark and cold? So that's my grudge this week.
I hate everyone hates it. Do you know any human being that likes it? And have you ever known any human being that likes it? Because I can't think of a single person, and it's still going on to this day. And everyone seems to agree, oh yeah, it's stupid. It's a dumb idea. But here we are, still doing it.
Next year, I'm just not changing my clocks, okay? I'm showing up an hour late or an hour early, and I'm just gonna that's how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna start the revolution, okay? Just because everyone else is changing their clocks doesn't mean you have to. If enough people do it, everyone will just have to adjust to us. So that's what I'm doing next year.
Exactly.
Not going to change my clocks.
Oh, I also have a grudge if I'm allowed to have one.
Yes, of course.
Recently, my butt hurts because I've been sitting in my chair at work so much that I now have butt pain. I've never had butt pain, so this is really weird to me, and it's in a strange spot. It's not my lower part. It's the upper part, the upper bone area, like right where your hole ends. And it's weird. So I'm sitting here like poking it with my finger, trying to figure out. It's like it's bruised. Did I bruise my? I guess what is it? Your coccyx? I don't know what the butt parts are. I'm not a butt man. I don't know a lot about it. I never dealt with it my whole life. It's weird.
I think there's like a point where your spine ends or whatever, and you can bruise it. So
it's exactly where it is. That's why, because I'm like, okay, I stick my finger, I trace my spine, and then it I don't know, goes towards the crack, and then it's got like a little nub, and it's right at the nub. I'm like, I got a nub bruise on my butt. Sucks.
That sucks.
Every time I sit down, it's terrible. Man. Anyway, that's my grudge, and it's all because of this stupid pandemic and
because
this
now
virus.
You're just sitting all the time.
Because I'm sitting all the time. I've never sat this much in my life.
Frankly, I'm surprised you haven't tried to blame this pain on Distillers.
Well, actually, I was thinking about it.
Oh, well, that about wraps it up for this week. Thank you for listening. You can email us at almostpunkpod@gmail.com. Tell us what live streams you're watching or having issues logging into. You can follow us on Instagram at almostpunk. Over and out.